Yeah. Yep, no, it is 75. So going to be interesting to see what these two put together for us. And right off the bat, not my favorite boards, but they can work with it. Packing out with a lot of access to yellow at the top of his board. Luke struggling to find access to blue, but
Luke doesn't
as we
have
say
much
that
new.
both.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, Luke doesn't have much in the way of yellows at all. He's only got a couple on that board.
Yep, and he's working his way down to kind of take care of some of these problem areas, but that big glut of red right in the middle is probably going to be a problem for him. As we see similar for Packy, it's just on his edges. So, uh, as Pack is wont to say, let's see how these two attack these boards.
My biggest concern with both these boards is the doctor has forgotten about the bottom row of the board, and then Luke's side forgot about the bottom two rows of the board.
Yeah, that is true. Could be a bigger issue, I think, in versus play, but here in speed, it's still not ideal. You want to reduce your drop time as much as possible, and these boards not really set to do that. I like what Luke has put together here. He is, uh, yep, he's going to need a yellow, blue, or any yellow is going to work. And he is looking to be out. Nope, not going to be first. It's Packy out at a 129. Luke out about a 131. So very close between these two.
And the sheer number of holes all along Packy's board pretty much guarantees is going to be drop time here and there. No major amounts of drop time, but just the fact there will always be a little here, a little there could end up slowing him down just a little bit. And Packy's a kind of competitor that really likes running things on a strict pattern, strict speed, and that could throw off his game a little bit. But Luke is just getting not the kind of pills he's looking for anywhere. He's just having to throw pills away any place he can find them. And now he's finally trying to get into a little bit of a rhythm here.
Yeah, I was watching Packy while you were talking about him, thinking about how just ugly this board was for him. But when I turned around and looked over at what Luke had, yeah, it was a lot more garbage than you expect to see this early in a level like seven. So I didn't see exactly what started all of that, but he's done a lot of work to clean it up. But yeah, overall, not the start I know he wanted on this level seven, as Pack is down to just three viruses and looking to take a pretty commanding early lead here as we finish up level seven and get ready for eight and nine.
For those who have not gotten to see Packy too often, who's out at a 255, very frequently when he does level 7, we've seen many times it's a blink and you might miss the level 7 for Packy. He is notoriously fast on that level. I don't know what his PB is in that level, but he just absolutely destroys that level pretty much every time he does it. And a little bit of a don't think he was able to slide that pill across for Luke on column 5. I think he wanted to get a double clear over there.
Very likely so. And unfortunately, the speed is starting to catch up. When it doesn't, we don't talk about it as much in speed as we do in verses because usually the individual levels don't last as long as we see Luke out at a 342 and definitely in a big hole here. But yeah, in speed play, the speed can start really playing a factor if you get boards that don't quite work as well for you. You get a lot of, a heavy pill sequence that isn't favorable. And I think we saw a little bit of that on Luke over there, although he got a really nice combo. It's starting to push him back, catching up, but still a 20 virus difference between these two.
Yeah, this is definitely going to help. We just took out 3 there, just took out another 3. So now it's just a 12 virus game, but Packy just needs 2 yellows and he will be out of this level. There's one and there is the other. He is out at a 434. It's a 14 virus difference, which is still very doable, but Luke has to remember who he's playing against. He's going to have to play pretty much at full speed if he's going to get through here. And for that to happen, he's going to need a fair amount of reds in order to get through here, but right now he is getting the pills he wants. Beautiful drop combo. Meanwhile, on Packy's side, he's just tearing apart the top of this board and trying to solidify this win. Not Ook.
Yep. So we see Luke out at a 507, and again, coming in with a 16 virus deficit into the final level of this block. It does look pretty good for Packy to take this game one, but he's going to have to do it without a use for blue up until the very end of his board. Luke with a better color diversity also doesn't have a lot of access to blue up top, though. Uh, I feel like that blue red not where he wanted to place it, and now, man, dropping into that chasm, not what he wants to do. As we see Packy down at the bottom of his board, looks like a pretty solid end game for him. He's going to get this
Yeah,
horizontal set up for another horizontal and be ready to go.
yeah, it's about a 17 virus lead right now, and with just needing reds and yellows. Well, now just reds. It's looking like it's going to be about a 615 here, unless he gets a couple of bad luck here. There's one red, there's the other 613 is what Packy's out at, and Luke is already past that. So match one and crown one goes to Packy. Though considering the boards that Luke got, the fact he kept it as close as he did is an outstanding performance. So he's just going to top out to just to get to that match happen because he like we said he had a little bit of a bad start and just start over in his mind and do well in the second match.
Absolutely, you can't let the first game get to you, but you do have to bear in mind that in order to continue, you got to beat Packy twice, and that is very difficult to do twice in a row. So, wish Luke the best of luck to give us some extra Dr. Mario tonight. And, wish Packy luck as well as both players give us our readies. And it's 3, 2, 1, and pills.
As I said earlier, Luke does have crowns this year off of both Sweet Teas and Swang. And even if he does not manage to win this one, if he can add to the fact that he got a crown against Packy to his already impressive record for 2024, I'm sure that he's going to be happy regardless how this one goes. Though it looks like for the most part, Luke's off to a pretty decent start in this one. The lack of reds until near the bottom here might slow him down a little bit, but a beautiful way to do a nice little cross combo there, and he's doing pretty well. Meanwhile, on Packy's side, I'm not really sure how I feel about the constant red yellows in so many columns. What's your feeling on that, Luke?
Yeah, it's it'll be okay if he gets red yellows, which are statistically the most popular piece in the game. And it's not going to matter at this point. Now he just wants to see a double red blitz. Thought for just a moment he was going to see one. Is going to get this fat log out of the way, and one more red pack. He's going to be out at a 109. That is a ridiculous time. And Luke not too far behind, but gonna need to get these yellows and this red out of the way. Looks like, yep, double yellow blitz coming through. When we see the double blue, we'll know it's over, and then he will hope for something with a red. There it is, out at a 131.
But despite that, he's only down by a couple pills. But Packy's got a few things set up to take out Cup real fast, and I rather like the way that Luke's board is set up. It gives him a lot of opportunities. So of course, pill delivery is what's going to make the biggest difference here. But I can see him doing a lot with this board very quickly. And wow, Pack again, as I said last time, blinking you might miss it. Packy has already gone through half this level and has taken a rather large 13 virus lead over Luke.
Yeah, he's been doing some a little bit unorthodox plans down at the bottom of his board. Everything has worked out for him, but yeah, it's definitely been interesting to watch his play down there as Luke decides not to take that yellow on top there as early as he possibly could. Didn't end up being an issue, but that spire in column 7 is going to be the thing that's holding him up. And now that he's committed with the yellow, he's not even got the horizontal yellow as an option. As we see Packy already out, sub three. Luke gets a double blue. That is going to be excellent for him. And yeah, now he's just got to get yellow blues would be ideal. Of course, not getting any of them. And that drop time. Oh, you can see the shake in his head. Not what he wants. There's the yellow blue. He's going to be out with one more blue after this double red. And there it is, out at a 310. Still a good time, but not quite going to be enough to catch up with Packy yet.
Yeah, and with the fact that what yellows that Luke has are buried, and for the most part are going to be buried for a while, that's not going to help Luke at all, as Packy is just cutting down these viruses one at a time, sometimes two at a time. And I don't see any real slowing down in his part as he does another beautiful drop time combo there to take out a couple more. It's two more. He's got a 17 virus lead, and Luke, this is not looking too good for Luke right now.
No, indeed, but there is still one more level after this one. And, you never know when a player is going to have the level 9 of their lives or the level 11 of their lives or whatever. Depends on the bracket or which part of the bracket we are in. So you never count anybody out. Really nice combo play there from Luke. He is as much a versus guy as he is anything else, despite all of the improvements we've seen in his speed game over the last few months. But yeah, it doesn't look good, but it doesn't make anything impossible. As Pack with another big combo, he's out at a sub 4.5. Really good spot for a sub 6 and already working on the top of this level 9.
A little bit of a lack of access to yellow as well. He's given himself a couple, but it's going to hit him a little bit unless he works very heavily on concentrating on clearing out yellows, clearing out spaces to get to yellows any chance that he gets. But once you get through the middle of that board, there's going to be more or less no yellows at all for Packy, which could slow things down a little bit. But so far, he's not gotten. I said it. Now he's getting a bunch of yellows. I won't say he wasn't getting much of them, but here they come. Meanwhile,
Well,
over
luckily he was
on
in the yellow part of this board.
that is true. Luke just needs one more red here, and he will be out at a 520. He is about 20 viruses behind. Not impossible, but not, very likely either. But we have seen strange things happen. So we're just going to continue seeing how things go. As Luke is doing a good job at the early part of this board, taking out horizontals and trying to keep the board as even as possible. Though again, Ook, a pretty severe lack of yellow.
Yeah, that is the case. Looking what Packy's doing. He went to great pains to preserve that combo that ended up working out for him, but boy, it made me wonder for a good while how it was going to come down. Is going to get everything else in combo. This double red, double blue combination, exactly what he needs. And at a 609, Packy is out and will be going on into round number 2 tomorrow. So GG's
GG's
to
to
both players.
exactly. Both are competitors in an outstanding match by both of them. Luke is just going to wave the white flag here and prepare himself for next month.